How's it going, everybody? Sebastian from Pressure here. So today I'm actually just mainly kind of going over some recent news. It's a bit of a different kind of video, but of course I'm still going to be offering my own opinions here about this entire situation. And that is of course a massive developer strike against AAA studios for implementing AI into, the development of their games, which obviously you guys should probably already know my opinions on AI, and they're definitely a little bit more mixed than you would probably expect. I'm not the kind of person that says all AI is absolutely terrible. I'm not the kind of person that says, AI is absolutely fantastic and it should be implemented fucking everywhere. That's obviously, I'm very two different sides of this entire thing right here, where I can understand the predatory nature of especially AI image generators, AI voice filters, and AI voices and shit like that, and AI music creation things. In terms of AI writing, depending on how it's even implemented, I personally couldn't really care less about that one, because that's more just the written word at the end of the day, and it's a lot less egregious than, say, a literal image program training itself off of multiple actually talented artists in order to generate something for a loser like Shadiversity to try and use in order to try and claim himself as some sort of professional artist. But obviously I have a very unique opinion on the entire thing with AI. I think depending on how it's implemented, more specifically with certain AI programs and certain AI things, it can actually just kind of be used for memes and just goofy stuff at the end of the day. But if it's implemented in say the gaming industry or the movie industry or anything along those lines in order to try and replace writers, artists, and anything along those lines, then I genuinely feel that whoever came up with such an idea should be kicked squarely in the nads. But of course, we're going to be going over this article here titled SAG-AFTRA Performers Call Strike Against Major Game Studios Over AI, and it's a bit of a shorter article, so let's get started here. After a year and a half of negotiating for a better contract, Performers Union SAG-AFTRA has authorized a strike for all members working in games under the organization's interactive media agreement. The strike commences at 12:01 a.m. on July 26th, so shortly after midnight tonight, and any game studio looking to employ SAG-AFTRA signed talent for voice work, motion capture performance, on-screen talent, or similar services must sign one of the new agreements listed in the union's post. Now, of course, already there's quite a bit to talk about here, and that is, of course, the fact that I think literally the strike started happening as of, again, yesterday, or today. I don't really know, because 12:01 a.m. on July 26th, when exactly was this? This was July 25th, so yeah, it happened basically midnight yesterday. I assume this new agreement, especially given that this is a union and whatnot, is an agreement to basically, just go along the lines of, hey, you don't want AI being used in your work or anything along those lines, right? Well, just sign right here and we can get started. Honestly, that's actually pretty, that's actually pretty unique. Again, I assume that there's going to be more specifics here in this entire article, so let's keep going here. These include the Tiered Budget Independent Interactive Media Agreement, the Interim Interactive Media Agreement, or the Interim Interactive Localization Agreement. According to the SAG-AFTRA site, those contracts are acceptable to the union because they include critical AI protections for members. So, yeah, basically what I already stated before. It's just a lot of protections against, these big idiot corporations from using AI to train off of their work or anything along those lines. So yeah, I was pretty much kind of correct right there. AI protections are at the heart of this strike. As the past notes, negotiations began in November 2022, and it lists major studios like Take-Two Productions, EA, Activision, WB Games, and more as part of the Convenience Bargaining Group. It states, although agreements have been reached on many issues important to SAG-AFTRA members, the employers refuse to plainly affirm in clear and enforceable language that they will protect all performers covered by this contract in their AI language. So, yeah, basically, a lot of things have already been met, but of course these workers don't want AI to be implemented or used to train off of their work or anything along those lines, and obviously these big corporations who are probably ready and willing to try and use AI, especially studios like EA and Activision, come on, do you really think that EA and Activision wouldn't be the first in line to start implementing AI into their work? I'm pretty sure at some point, a couple months ago, there was news of EA planning on using using AI in order to, like, make, like, their newer games, or maybe it was Activision. I don't remember. Some big game studio was planning on implementing AI, and everyone was infuriated by it, and rightfully so, because it would just turn the games into more slop than it already fucking was. Let's be honest. Simply put, this strike is largely due to the members seeking protection for potentially exploitative GenAI technology. An unscrupulous studio looking to cut costs could hire a performer once and then use the assets to generate content without the actor's consent or compensation for their performance. The SAG-AFTRA members contend that this possibility, and others that lack explicit consent regarding the reuse of a performance, is harmful and undervalues their labor. Basically, I completely agree with that one. After all, using AI, I can guarantee you, like I mentioned before with these bigger game studios, again, looking at you, EA and Activision, those kinds of studios that are similar to, you know, the named studios right here, they are probably really ready to start implementing AI into literally everything, just so that way they can hire less people and attempt to make more money. But I feel like that if they were to try and do something like that, well, once you fucking believe it, it would probably start, you know, blowing up in their face for a number of different reasons. Like, probably one of the biggest examples is that now, because of just how much generative AI garbage exists nowadays, the AI is starting to train off of itself, resulting in even more slop than there already was before. Literally, the overabundance of AI slop is causing even worse AI slop to exist, and you know what? I can't be happier for that. Sarah Elmaleh, Interactive Media Agreement Negotiating Committee Chair and prolific video game voice actor with credits in games like Final Fantasy, I think that's 15, Fortnite, and Hi-Fi Rush, closes out the post with a statement to that effect. 18 months of negotiations have shown us that our employers are not interested in fair, reasonable AI protections, but rather flagrant exploitation, said Elmaleh. We refuse this paradigm via we will not leave any of our members behind, nor will we wait for sufficient protection any longer. We look forward to collaborating with teams on our interim and independent contracts which provide AI transparency, consent, and compensation to all performers, and continuing to negotiate in good faith with this bargaining group when they are ready to join us in the world we all deserve. So, yeah, effectively, I think you can just kind of overall guess my point here, and that is, of course, well, these various actors and whatnot, they're extremely fucking based. That's really all I have to say. All these individuals are obviously, you know, standing their ground. They don't want their, you know, work to be used to create AI slop in video games or any kind of media whatsoever, which is obviously good. We do not, honestly, I wouldn't want anything created by AI. Like, apparently someone created, like, an AI-generated game engine, and that shit looks like complete ass. So imagine, like, a AAA game studio deciding to use something like that. Yeah, just think about that and then realize that AI being used in video games is not going to work. But, yeah, overall, this entire situation is, well, I mean, dare I say, it's actually kind of crazy. Basically, a lot of these workers are now just kind of, you know, saying, yeah, no, fuck off, buddy. And honestly, I really cannot be any happier. Now, is it possible that there's probably going to not really be that many changes? Well, fucking obviously not, especially with some of the studios that were named. They're very likely not to really implement any kind of changes, and especially since they've effectively stated, yeah, we're not going to wait any longer, we're just going to leave. I can guarantee you that they're probably still not going to do anything. And, well, once again, let's be 100% fair here. They're probably still going to try and implement the use of AI in order to try and clone their previous voice actors and actresses, just so that way they can try and get their games out faster, which, again, is extremely fucking pathetic. But, what do you guys think? Okay, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like. It's very well appreciated. Leave a comment down below what you thought about the video, what you want me to talk about next, and also subscribe to the channel if you're new and you want to see more content such as this. Also, go ahead and follow me on Twitter and join the Discord server down below if you feel like doing so. And yeah, anyways, guys, it's been Sandy, and have yourselves a nice day.